Good day, everybody. I am Jenny J. Trembo, and I am a second year student taking a Bachelor of Elementary Education. And for today, I will discuss about ADDIE. In this lesson, we will discuss first the definition of ADDIE, followed by the 5 phases of ADDIE model, and then we will go deeper into the advantages and disadvantages of ADDIE model. At the end of this discussion, you are expected to understand what is ADDIE model, justify the 5 phases of ADDIE model, and appreciate the significance of ADDIE model in teaching and learning. Now, what is ADDIE? Well, the ADDIE model is a process used by the training developers and instructional designers to plan and create effective learning experiences. And yes, ADDIE is an acronym, meaning each letter stands for a different phase for creating an effective e-learning course. A stands for analysis, D for design, and another D stands for development, I for implementation, and E stands for evaluation. The model is meant to be completed in sequential order, from analysis to evaluation. However, ADDIE is designed to be a flexible, continuous process of improvements and iterations. In the context of e-learning, let's take a closer look at each phase. Before you start developing your e-learning course, the ADDIE model stage, you should first analyze the current situation. Basically, get a clear picture of where everything is currently to understand the gaps you need to fill. A quality analysis helps identify learning goals and objectives. It also helps gather information about what your audience already knows and what they still need to learn. During this stage is when you'll conduct an in-depth training needs assessments to help you identify the gaps. Now, how do you perform a good analysis? Well, ask 5WH good questions. A few suggested questions to ask are the following. Who is the audience and what are they like? What is the problem we're trying to solve? Why are we doing training at all? What is the desired outcome of this learning experience? What does the audience already know? What tools are best to deliver this type of information? When does this need to be delivered? Well, the finished analysis should become the heart and soul of your e-learning course. You'll use this analysis as you move through the next phases in the ADDIE process. At the end of the analysis phase, you should have a plan for your e-learning course and know your training need. This will serve as your output. Now, let's proceed to the second phase, which is the design. Design phase, review all the information from the analysis phase and make informed decisions about creating the learning program. Be aware as this phase is often time-intensive and requires attention to detail. The design phase helps us decide specific learning objectives, structure of the content, mental processes needed by participants, knowledge or skills participants need to retain, best tool to use, videos or graphics to create, and the length of time for each lesson. The ADDIE model suggests building a storyboard or blueprint of our entire e-learning course. Storyboards are meant to help the designer and stakeholders visualize big ideas. They can also speed up the development process. Note that while storyboarding can be helpful, many projects don't allow sufficient time for such detail. And as of your output, at the end of the design phase, you should have your course outline, overall design, and storyboard completed. Since you've got your analysis, you've got your design, now it's time to start building. The development phase is where you actually begin creating or developing your e-learning course. In the previous design phase, the content idea should have already been decided. Your job in the development phase is to bring those content ideas to life. This means laying out the content visually, creating graphics, recording videos, carefully selecting fonts and colors, building the course in the e-learning authoring tool, anything that has to do with creating the actual end product for your learners. At the end of the development phase, you should have your entire e-learning course completed. Your e-learning course has been created, tested, and approved. Now it's time for your learners to take the course. Most often in the world of e-learning, this means exporting your file and uploading the course to a learning management system. During the export process, make sure you work with your client to know the exact settings they prefer for tracking. Once the course is distributed and users begin taking the course, pay close attention to see if any issues arise. At the end of the implementation phase, your e-learning course is available in the LMS for users to begin completing. The final phase in the ADDIE model is evaluation. After the e-learning course is designed, developed, and implemented, you want to make sure it's doing its job. Is the course effective? Are your learners confused? The evaluation phase is all about gathering important information to see if the course needs to be revised and improved. You can gather this information by viewing back-end data on the LMS and asking users to complete surveys after they finish the course. One unique feature of the ADDIE model is that it can be used as a continuous cycle. For example, you gather feedback in the final evaluation phase, then plop it right back into the beginning analysis phase, which starts an entirely new iteration of your end product. Pretty neat. And at the end of the evaluation phase, you should have detailed information about what you need to revise or improve for this course or future courses. Now let's move forward to the advantages and disadvantages of ADDIE. Let's have first the advantages of ADDIE. Well, ADDIE is commonly used and widely accepted model. It is proven to be effective for human learning. ADDIE is the foundation for other learning models. It is easy to measure time and cost. However, ADDIE contains disadvantages as a matter of fact that it is a rigid linear process that must be followed in order. It is time-consuming and costly. ADDIE is inflexible to adapt to in-person project changes. It also does not allow for iterative design. And that would be all. Thank you.